we're live, ready for the main event, which is what? I don't know, but I feel it in my jellies. What's up, everybody? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer. Oh, wow. Oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel. We are in some mixed bag of energy. Whoa, you're scaring me, Nana. I was already getting scared by the energy they were telling me to pull. Come on in. Don't be a stranger. I am whatever you say I am. Just kidding. I am your messenger god, the first child of God, the Lilith reincarnated. In order to keep up with me, you have to see what I post on my community page, my latest live video, anything in my shorts. I was guided to pull these. So I was like, whoa. But right away, the Palladium book was like, grab me. Really? Yeah. They're having, I think there's like a, what is it called? I can't even think what it's called. Words are so hard right now. They're just blasting me with pictures. Calm down. Let me take a deep breath. Everybody, just calm down. A meteor shower comes from the Pleiades, is what I was trying to say. Really? Yeah, catching that energy. But then they told me to pull the dark cards, which is just fun because I like to. It's just a card. But it's always some crazy person in history, and I'm like, oh, this person's a bad guy. Really? Why is this bad guy being highlighted at this time in our life? Is what I was thinking when I saw it. So, oh, there's a bad guy. There's always a bad guy. Really? When did I post? I don't know. Really? I was gonna just say one thing, dude. I love my job, and my job loves me. Really? Yeah. Freaking crushed another good day. And today was a good day. Really? Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. And every day is a good day when you're good. And life is good. Really? Yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. Where are we at in these cards? I don't know. But we're not going to just keep digging in the fucking dirt. Really? We're not digging up fucking dirty fucking energy. As much as I like to do it on certain times, not tonight. Really? Oh. You know, I'm not going to even fight the funk. Don't fight the pimp. Really? Because I'd be like, oh, I don't want to unleash no shit. I'm not unleashing shit. It never tells me no shit that I don't already know. I just don't want to know. When you know everything, you don't want to know. Really, knowing makes you have to do something about it. Really, yeah, I'd rather not know. I don't want to know why I have the Palladian book and the fucking magicians. Realistically, it's crazy. Let's get into it. Really? Yeah. It's not like pull one. I was gonna pull some other cards, but they're like, nope, stay there. Till when? Till we feel like it's time to go. That's how the intuition works. It's not always voices and stuff like that. It's feelings. Where are we at? Oh Lord. The Ten of Swords. That's a gruesome picture, don't you think? I really like these cards. I just didn't want to open up a whole bag of whoop ass right this moment. But let's whoop ass. Hey bro, I could see why we needed to pull the cards. Do you see this picture right here? Do you see this card right here? Right there? Right here? Do you see? Okay. I see more than what meets the eye. Chief, leather lips. Ooh. Whoa, let me put my fucking chapstick on, bro. All right, what do we got? Bridget Bishop. What'd you do, Bridge? Ten of Swords. I turned right to her. That's not even a coincidinky. No? Bridget Bishop was the first person during the Salem witch trials to be executed for practicing witchcraft. You know, damn it. That's what I mean. Why? It's kind of funny that I get that fucking card after I just send a message. I just sent a message to my boss. I was like, I was thinking about October. We could do a Welcome to Hogwarts series. We could do a craft for like 30 minutes during shift change, and then leave them with one of the movies. And I was listing all of that cool stuff. I was like, we could do a Harry Potter theme, and it would be really cool. And I sent that message, and then this is what we get next. Really? That was the last thing I did. What's the last thing you did? Realistically, you want to hang a witch. Does that even sound like a good idea? Ugh. Anyways, moving on. Her death ushered a wave of further executions that resulted in the death of 25 accused witches. On April 18th, 1692, Bridge was accused of bewitching five young women, and a warrant for her apprehension was issued the same day, along with warrants for three others also accused of witchcraft. Bridge and the others were victims of witchcraft panic and then developing in Salem. Bridget responded with simple, I am innocent. I know nothing of it. I've done no witchcraft. To each subsequent accusation, she made a similar statement of innocence and ignorance, often denying have ever met or seen her accuser. She was convicted of leading an immoral life and practicing witchcraft, and was sentenced to death by hanging. The Ten of Swords indicates pain, affliction, sadness, and may also suggest treason or betrayal. The card depicts Bridget Bishop being hung with the swords of her accuser pointing towards her. The airy nature of the suit of swords is evidence in her hanging. As the wind blows, her legacy will be transformed from that of a criminal to that of a martyr. You know, most of the witches in this book and most of the people that were accused, they said they did do the shit. Even that old woman at the age of 80 said she was beating her help. Really? Mm-hmm. Let's go on to the next one. The Ten of Swords is really a sad, fucked up story. Here's a story. I'll give it to you in another book. Really? Yeah. Because we're going to go. I went to the magician. Ooh. 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 What are we doing? Manifesting. Oh, I said that earlier. Mm. Hmm. Wonder if any of this has anything to do with anything. Subsequently, or the next card. Page of Swords. Anyways, I'm manifesting. I'm supposed to be getting real about this whole relationship thing. I've been bullshitting on it for like 3 years. I'm supposed to be like moving on with a relationship and stuff. So I'm trying to allow thoughts to come in. And in the middle, it was just so brief. I just sat down and lit a cigarette real quick between what I had to do and what I just done and what I was about to do. I didn't even have time to really think. It just came in like a wind. Really? Yeah, freaking air sign. Anyways, and it was like there was one of my twin flames that I still hoped for. Really? Mm-hmm. It was in there. It came in. I realized that. I guess I don't have the animosity towards all of them, but the ones that won't go away are the ones that really irritate. Really? Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Really? Out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. This whole big truth bubble bursted in my face when I was smoking a cigarette. Really? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure if that has anything to do with anything. Let's read about that. Well, I mean, the reason that I brought that up is because in the message I had said I'm supposed to be manifesting. You know what I mean? This spiritual partner. Really? Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Really, I'm just trying to put my thoughts and experiences together as one. We're talking about the swords. In the beginning of the book is the swords. Go to the beginning. In the beginning, Ace, Queen, Knight, Princess, Eight of Swords, Nine, the 10 is ruin. The Ten of Swords represents a sudden and unexpected disaster. Whether this is physical or mental or related to a relationship, betrayal, failed project, or other misfortune, it crushes you. It seems as though all hopes have been snatched away. You have hit rock bottom. However, the worst has happened, and the waiting and the speculation are over. And this can be a sense of relief. Death is a symbol for change and endings. In the tarot, in the tarot, and in all endings are new beginnings. In all death, rebirth. It might not feel like it, but you have reached a turning point. This is the final ordeal, the darkest hour before the dawn. What is this? Is this your energy, people? Really? The reverse shows that a terrible burden the terrible burdens have afflicted you are beginning to lift. This may be a slow process, but know that you have survived and the worst is behind you. For me, this was that whole missing work shit. Really, I felt like I let them down. You got to understand, dude. I see synchronicities, I see red flags. I was an owner, I was a manager. This is not cool. The first time it happened, I shit you not, it happened the day after I got paid. I'm not going to even tell you the fact that it did it again, dude. It was right before I got paid. The same fucking thing happened, and I was like, this is not cool. Anyways, I was really stressed out about how that looked on my, you know what I mean, my 90 days, and according to the director, you know what I mean? It's like they counted on me and I couldn't be there. But I came in yesterday, even though I had a doctor's note saying that I was supposed to be out for the next couple of days. And I came in and I provided that, and she told me to leave. And when I came in, I told her, I was like, dude, is she cool with it? And she's like, no, that really showed a lot that you brought in the documents and you came in despite saying that you shouldn't have. So that was cool. And I was like, cool. Because realistically, even if I couldn't feel the heat, I knew there would be heat for doing some shit like that. And that's just work ethics. I have severe, serious work ethics. So I was stressing that. And what was even best was they came and checked on me. So many of the tenants were more or less worried about asking if I was sick. And one of them was, it's a relief to know that you were really sick, because we were afraid that, we always wonder, are they sick or they're not coming back? And I could feel this sense of abandonment where, you know what I mean, people have failed them and let them down, and they get, I um I have a huge responsibility in the building, and I make a big impact, and I'm someone they look forward to seeing. And when I'm not there and I'm not able to do what, I'm supposed to do, that's not good. And I think people have let them down before, and I didn't want to be that person. But today I could feel the appreciation, and it was really cool. It was like, great to have you back. And there was all concerns, and they were all great about it. And that's really what it is like, I love my job and they love me, and that is a great thing. And the new guy, dude, oh shit, it was so heartwarming. It really was. He's a good fit. And I told her too, I was like, you built a great team. This is, and I told her that God's going to give us the right person. He is a great fit. And he said the same thing that I said. He said, I could see myself here for a couple of years with you guys, if not longer. It really is. It's a great thing. And, he was talking about his job before and how he worked for Amazon and some other things, and he just wasn't appreciated at all. And that's the thing that we get at this job that I've never ever experienced. Such appreciation for just your presence and what you come to offer. So, like today, I went to do my wine and cheese thing that mostly nobody shows up to. Last week, there was a whole big old family and a couple of other people. I learned the trick today is to go knock on their doors, because they will come, but it is assisted living. So, because it's on a different floor, I said, just knock on the doors, they'll come. Really? I was like, okay, well, I'll do that next time. Really? Yeah, I can just knock on the doors. But, anyways, the only one that showed up was one of these really cool guys that comes to a lot of my events. He's like, well, this is just sad. I was like, well, you're here and I'm here, and this is a party, and I'm really grateful that you're here. And he's like, I just keep busy and I go through all of this. He was going to leave mine to go do the men's club. I stuffed him with all kinds of great stuff. He wasn't a wine drinker. I was like, well, it's a wine tasting and they're non-alcoholic. Let's try them. So we poured a little bits of wine, and it was a whole little experience, just the two of us. But it's really fun because he had fun, and then he goes down and he hangs out with the boys, and they had fun. Then we go on and we do other things, and it was just really good. And now that they got this dude, it was really cool because as I'm playing bingo, he's back there and he's playing pool with one of the gentlemen, and they're playing, like, you can hear them cracking those balls. I was like, that was a good break. And all of us was like, yup. Like, they're like having a good game, behind us and everything. And it was really good. You know what I mean? They're starting to know his name, and it's just kind of like, these stupid companies, they'll be like, oh, we're a family, and we work together, and we look out for each other, and all this blah 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 blah. But it really is, you know what I mean? They are a family, and you're introduced into their family, and it's so welcoming, and you know what I mean? It's a great experience. It's so wholesome. Really? Yes. Today, I was like, what are these? Are these decorations for I thought they were decorations for the regatta. She said, no. Do you know what those are? I was like, no, what are they? She's like, those are those ribbons that you see. What is it? You know those sticks with the ribbons? I don't know, dude. I only seen it. What's popping in my head was fucking Will Ferrell when he's doing it in this fucking yeah, those ribbons. She's like, I would think that your exercise group upstairs would love them. I was like, are you serious? And I started messing with it. I'm just playing with his ribbon. I was like, yes, this is so fun. And then every day she brings in a whole bag of goodies. So then I'm looking in it and I'm like, what is this? And it's all kinds of decorations for the murder mystery. She wants to do them, but she wants to do them because you can do more than one. So we're gonna do one next week, but she wants to do them. She wanted to do them every month, but after they sat down with the committee, they decided they're gonna do them every other month to keep them, exciting. She got all this stuff. We have like, there's so much going on, dude. It's like such a playhouse, and it's my job to, you know what I mean, to put it together and introduce it to them. So like I literally made those little boats the first fucking week I was there. I was painting these little bastards. Then a week ago, I got a couple of people to sit down and we made like four more of those little boats. Today, I heard everyone asking, so when's the craft when we're going to sit down and paint the boats? They're like so excited now that the boats are out and everything. They're excited and it's just so cool. Realistically, yeah, I have no idea what this has to do. Oh, the burden's being lifted and shit. I guess, it's a slow process, but you have survived the worst. Oh, yeah, that was it. I was stressing my job because I missed the work and I didn't even know what it was, bro. I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable with that stupid paperwork, but I'm doing what they said. I'm drinking the shit and fucking, and that's what they said too. All of them rolled their eyes. They were like, what did they get? What did they tell you? I was like, they didn't tell me anything. They told me it was gastritis. They gave me Pepsid AC and told me to drink Malox, and they gave me some nausea pills, and everybody rolled their eyes. But they're old people that are all, nobody knows what's wrong with them, and they're diagnosed with shit, and they've done this a million times, and they're like, yeah, that's some bullshit. And I was like, yeah, it was terrible. And that's it. I'm just not eating. I'm not putting anything in it to make it worse. For how long? As long as I feel like I need to. I'm not fucking with it. Really? Because whatever it was something inside of my gut that was going crazy. Really crazy. Shut up, Aerosmith. Moving on. I was worried about my job because I love my job and I didn't want to let the people down and they depend on me, and I was glad to be there. Really? Yes, and they're glad to have me. You will have to act to make things happen, however, or relief will only be temporary. You must want to help yourself, and this involves stop thinking of yourself as a victim. Well, this could be your tower. And they said 10 days of this bullshit. Really, they said there were some really unfortunate days in these weeks in this 10-day energy. Really, yeah, that's what they said. So perhaps, what did they say? A failed project, a betrayal, maybe a relationship, mental illness, physical misfortune, and it crushes you. I can just hear Kanye, that doesn't kill you, only makes you stronger. There's things in life, no matter who you are, that you go through ruin. Things just, I'm looking at, ugh. Lewis Hamilton got ruined. You know what I mean? Mike Stud, who we don't talk about anymore, he who must not be named. He got ruined. You know what I mean? We all have faced ruin. We've all stood in front of failed projects, terrible, you know what I mean? Bunk ass relationships, betrayal, fucking fucking financial fucking failure, misfortunes, fucking unkinds of all kinds of shit. Without it, it would be a happy-go-lucky la 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 type of life. But that's not the life we live around here, people. They're trials and tribulations. You will bounce back. But you can't just sit there and like, why me? Why? I could read you a book of, everyone that does that type shit. And that's probably her too. That's that Ten of Swords. That's that. Oh, me. I don't know. You're about to die for many others before you. But all the people that died, it's your story we tell. We don't tell the story of the innocent. We tell the story of the first woman to die in our name. Realistically, hey, I might be the last because they're going to kill me for this shit. It's in the books. Really? Yeah, but unlike you, I'm going to fucking come back to life because I believe in Jesus Christ. Watch out now. Watch out now. Realistically. Anyways, you'll come back from this. How long will it take you? As long as it takes you to understand why it happened. Otherwise, it's going to happen again. Really? Yeah. I said you were going to have a mini tower on Wednesday, so that means there's only more to face on Friday. Really? What are we going to face on Friday? I don't know. Shit. Explosive diarrhea. Don't eat anything. When my spirit said don't eat anything, I was like, yeah, of course. And then the first thing I come wheeling out is cheese, which is my favorite. Big old fucking cheese platter. My God damn it. Really, I was passing that out to everyone. Here, have some cheese. All right. Anyways, that's where you are currently. The next sword in your back. Hey, dude, he's standing on somebody. Really? He's on their neck. Really? Do you not see it? The Page of Swords. Really? I feel like I really, really, really want to read this. Oh, we're getting to 77. Chief Leatherlips was an important chief of the Wyandot Nation who advocated peaceful cooperation with the United States. As it expanded further westward into the native territory, his Wyandot name was Shatiyaran. Okay. But on the account of his chief's honest dealing and his reputation for never breaking his word with the white settlers, called him Leather Lips. In early 1810, Chief Temashia sent a delegation to persuade Leather Lips to turn against the Americans and join his confederation of Indian nations. Leather Lips refused, and consequently, Tishama's brother accused him of bewitching the delegation and demanding he be put to death. Leather Lips didn't fight his accusers, but he did accept their judgment, and he was executed by tomahawk. After Timashu, was defeated at the disastrous Battle of Tippecanoe, while Leather Lips was celebrated as a martyr hero. The Page of Swords represents authority, management, and someone who approaches a problem from an intellectual angle, and it also indicates spying or intense examination. Are you spying on me? Really? You creepy crawler, you. Seriously? I wear my sunglasses. Hey, it could be a Scorpio. Seriously? There's another false accusation. Really? I just want to point out the synchronicity in this. And he didn't go and was like, la, 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 la. Nope. He's like, whatever you say. She said the same thing. She didn't. She said, no, I was not. I did not. And he didn't betray his, allegiance. He said he wasn't gonna, you look at the situation and it's like you betrayed your people when you made that decision. He thought of the greater good. It wasn't about self-preservation. He saw this as what it was, as an opportunity to stand between, as a representation. But they deserted him when they went against the treaty. Really? Yeah, I'm not talking about the natives, the Americans. I got that whole download when I was doing that ritual work up in Wisconsin. Really? Yeah. It's a crazy thing. They signed the treaty, but they broke it. They said that they were going to stay out of certain lands, but that was never the truth. Really? Obviously, look at what they did all of these years later. Really? It's funny because if we go on, well, yeah, the Swords is a stalker. You just went through ruins. You know what I mean? A terrible situation, but listen to what it says. Someone who approaches a problem with an intellectual angle. Really? Yeah, you gotta think about it. Really? Instead of just trying to run out of it or fix it or run away from it, you gotta think about, what has just happened. Really? If you don't learn from it, you know what I mean? Then you're just like a serial criminal. What just happened right now? You can't pretend like it just happened to me. It happened for you. Why did this happen for you? What was God trying to show you by taking and destroying this part of your life? Probably the reason you were going after it, most definitely. Really? Let's move on to what? The Knight of Swords. What is this, guys? Come on. Who the hell knows how to pronounce that? Really? Okay, use love of Polstek. I don't know. Maybe that's not use, it's a V. Veslov was the ruler of principality located in northern Valerius. Due to his proficiency in battle, he took on a legendary status as a werewolf who ran through the night to attack his target with great speed. During the siege of Novgorod, I don't know, it was surmounted by that night. While the army was resting, he used his magic to become a falcon and observed the enemies. Dude, this sounds like fucking. It sounds like Royce. He used his magic to become a falcon and observed the enemy from above. The soldiers of Kevion Rus developed a saying: the retin, what is this? The retune sleep, but the magician sleeps not. Vasilov conquered the city of Kiev and was crowned his grand prince. Russian folk hero, something something, was warned while marching through the liberate Kiev, do not march against him, the magician. If he does not take you by force, he will use cleverness and wisdom. Page 77. The Knight of Swords represents skill and bravery and may also indicate war, destruction, opposition, and resistance. Just like maybe it's you. It looks like a U now. All right, whatever. Veslov, there is a fast movement in this card, cutting through the air as the blade of sword does. Whatever comes will come quickly. There may be an element of revenge or of past wrong being made right. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry. I'm trying not to. Really? I'm being a good girl. Oosh. Really? Wow. Revelations, illuminations, enlightenment, the dark night of the soul, truth and justice. Really? I told you these cards paint a very sinister truth. All right. All right. All right. Really? And nothing gets better than the next. Why? Because I am the Queen of Swords, so I can't wait to read this card. Gordon. Oh, that's great. Really? I love it. All right, Lizzie Borden was tried and acquitted of murdering her parents with an axe in the city of Fall River, Massachusetts. Hey guys, spell Massachusetts. I won't wait. In 1892, although found innocent, most of the evidence pointed to her guilt. Lizzie waited in an upstairs bedroom with a small hatchet and attacked her stepmother, Abby, delivering more than 17 whacks to Abby's face. When her father arrived home, Lizzie fell upon him in a room, hacking him 11 times. Really? Is that 7-11? That's 17-11? 11-17. I love it. Really? And leaving his bloody corpse on the couch. During the investigation, many other suspects were considered, although none as serious as Lizzie. She claimed to have been sitting in the hayloft of the barn eating pears while the murders were occurring. With this inheritance she received, Lizzie bought a house outside of town and lived there without further notoriety until she died of pneumonia in 1927 at the age of 66. The Queen of Swords indicates female sadness and embarrassment. It may also signify mourning or loss. This is little in the woman depicted on the card that may be considered charming, and she will be stern and possibly overbearing. Like Lizzie, she wields the weapon at her disposal with keen ability. Really? Is it Lizzie or Lisa? No, just kidding. Could be Lilith. What is the weapon? I use my swords, which is what? My mouth, my words. Really? Yeah, they cut very deep. Really? They cut through all the bullshit. Really? Only my King of Swords would understand that. Realistically, who's Richard the Third? I don't know. Richard could be a dick. Why'd you say that? Never mind. Old person joke, I suppose. Richard briefly the Duke of Gloucestershire, became the King of England after he murdered several members of his family to clear the path to assume his role. Oh, well, I told you. Only my King of Swords would understand this hostility. I took out my mom and my dad and my stepmom. I took out my whole family. Sorry. Sit down, pull up a chair. Tell me more. All right, let's hear about it. He began his military training at the age of 14 and commanded troops on behalf of his brother, King Edward IV. His physical proportions were short and slight, and one shoulder was higher than the other, a condition called by scoliosis that grew more pronounced as he aged. Richard arranged for his brother, the Duke of Clarence, to be imprisoned and executed on charges of treason and witchcraft. After Edward IV died, he had his nephews murdered, and he was proclaimed king in 1483. He didn't reign for long enough to have a significant impact on the national affairs, and was killed in battle against Henry Tudor, the future King Henry VIII. Really, I think I've seen you in a movie or two. The King of Swords represents power, authority, judgment, and law. Unlike the traditional tarot, Richard's sword is pointed downwards towards the earth. He was a soldier, but was unable to win a war for his own kingdom. His talents for manipulating the law and his family members ended up being his true strength. Why do you laugh? These are the members of hell, and they're very entertaining. Really? Let me introduce you to my friend. Who's your friend? What did you do? What? That's crazy. Seriously? Yeah, it's hilarious. Really? I don't know. Do we want to know who Roger Bolingbroke is? This looks good. Should we start with our wands? Maybe not. Really, they just say that as a bit of a sexual nature. We'll leave that nature alone and just deal with your thoughts. All right, did you do it? Or you didn't do it, and it's done. Are you stalking? Are you going to move on from this? Are you going to, deal with the ruin? Or are you coming for blood? Chop everyone's head off? Really? Hey, I've seen it both ways. Christ be with you and all that. Realistically? All right, I'm going to read them in this cards. Really? Because that was a fun ride. Wasn't it, though? Seriously, can't introduce that at fucking during the Hogwarts night. Where did you get these? Dude, it was by complete accident. These guys, they knew what they were giving me. Really? I didn't know. I feel like I got roofied. But I'm super happy. I'm addicted. Really? I just happened to ask him, got anything, kind of creepy like me? It's like, actually, check this out. The fuck is this? Really? You think I'm that creepy? I am. I told him I was the Lilith. All right, moving on. So you went through your ruin, and then what comes next? Embolic, the Princess of Swords. All princesses are new beginnings. This one's a rush of energy and excitement, full of new ideas, which I gave to them. Oh, yeah, and we talked about, I came up with a great idea. I was like, Girls Gone Wild. is for what we'll do. We'll do a girls' night and we can do makeovers and facials. She's like, that is going to be great. She's like, would you do their makeup? I was like, yes, of course. Girls Gone Wild. Realistically, yes. And then I said we could have a Monsters Bash for Halloween. The Monsters Bash. We could try to do the Thriller. I don't really know the dance, but I will totally be there for it. Realistically, yeah, I fucking love this. I love my life. Do you love your life? I love my life. Though this is only the planning stage, she encourages you to get moving and follow your dreams. Ask yourself how to use the inspiration of the bridge, who is me, that was me in another life. Don't get boggled down in minute details that you fail to move forward or get so carried away with wild, unworkable ideas that you fail to do your research. Talk to others who can help, but use the power of words in a positive way. Be fair and honest. Admit when you are wrong and don't engage in gossip or hurtful comments. Yeah, I don't want to know. Princess of Swords is often described as the messenger, and this is about communication and information. It can come in the forms of letters and messages, not always the ones you want to hear. The Princess of Swords can be an inspiration of a writer, poet, board, public speaker, a storyteller, people who use words and sounds to communicate their independent ideas to others. And that's what I do. Really? Yes. I'm full of creativity and I get to put it in a good place. I'm full of great ideas. I'm full of inspiration. I'm full of joy and excitement, and I'm loud and I'm vibrant, and I get to put it where it needs to be most. And they really enjoy it. Really? Yes. Where everyone else is like, tone it down. Don't be so loud. And da 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 da. Go away. Really? This card represents a person in your life. He or she is an individual of great mental agility. Very talkative. That's me. Even argumentative. That's me. Trustworthy, brutally honest, and full of questions. I have questions. But a little immature, a cosmic toddler, like a child showing off. Someone who hates to be pinned down and who is easily bored. Well, I'm not, I mean, if I want to just sit there and stare at a wall, I could stare at a wall. Really? But it depends if I want to. Do you want to? Kind of boring. Can we do something? Really? Anyways, Princess of Swords reversed indicates problems on the horizon. Bad news, ill health, other unforeseen events. It can suggest that you are acting hastily, not thinking things through, making promises you can't keep, and saying things you'll later regret, or just flittering from one idea or project to another. Be still, listen for true inspiration of the bridge, and use her gifts well. The Princess of Swords reverse may be an edgy person in your life who is thoughtless, vindictive, destructive. He or she is a gossip and won't keep your confidence, who plays mind games, a know it all who constantly challenges authority. Or is that you? I don't even want to see you. Get out of my face, you. Whoever you are, I can see you. I'm not even going to say your name. Get out of my face. Say my name, say my name. No, get out of my face. Out of my face. Realistically, let's move on to the Knight of Swords. Really? No, I don't want to read any more of this. It goes on forever. What am I going to do? I told you. I'm going to go back to the 10. No, I'm not going to go back to the 10-day energy that told you this was going to happen. Really? It's an awakening. It's a harsh awakening, it appears to be for some of you. It happens to everyone. The only difference between mine and yours is I could see the towers before they were coming, and I heard the calling to walk away before it got stripped from me. Everybody else just gets stripped with this they don't understand why. They don't understand why. Realistically, I didn't fully understand why God was asking me to walk away from things, but it took not too long to understand it. It didn't mean I wanted to, but I walked away, which is I dodged hella bullets. Other people lost their houses. I left mine. And in that is some empowerment because I heard the calling before it was ripped out beneath me. And it was. They were going to fall apart. The structures, the things, the relationships, it was all built on bullshit. Really conditions. You know what I mean? Being held together like with a toothpick. The straw that broke the camel's back is what they would call that. Really? Yeah. Let's do some healing. Let's get away from all that. Really? I mean, if that's what you're going through, then that's what God's putting you through. But he's done it to everyone, even your famous, president, Mr. Trump. He fucked him many times, put him in ruin. You know what I mean? There's all these great stories of people being ruined and coming back from a ruined situation. Your comeback is better than is more important than your fall. But the fall is, it creates a story for you, and it also gives you understanding. But if you climb the same fucking ladder, you're going to fall again. You may not know what to do, and that's what, like, on my gravestone or emblem, wherever, tattoo it on your face. You know what I mean? If you're that type of person, just don't do what you always do. Whatever you do something new. When you don't know what to do, then that's okay. Just don't do what you always do. Do something you've never done before, or just don't do anything. But don't do what you always do. Every time the shit hits the fan, you always do this. Don't do that. Try doing something else. Every time somebody says this to you, you do this. Don't do that. Do something else. You know what I mean? Every time, you know what I mean? And that's where you learn your patterns. You learn that every time this happens, this is my reaction. So don't do that. Every time this happens, I'm saying, I get pissed off and I block you. Right? That's so petty, but that was the biggest pattern of mine. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to block you. Really? That's very petty, and it's very rude. You think about doing that to adult people, how mean that is. I don't feel that before, but I feel it now. That it's mean to do to people, to reject and abandon and neglect and ghost a human being is mean. Really? Yeah, but that was my coping mechanism to, I don't want to talk anymore, or I've had enough, or I don't have a good comeback, or you've hurt my feelings, or whatever. I'm having a bad day, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it is, that was how I handled things. And I did that all the time. And it's like, sometimes I'll still block some motherfuckers. But that's not healthy. And you realize that it's just something you do. So don't do what you always do. I feel like I'm going to do something stupid. Fine, do something stupid, but do something new and stupid. Don't do the same stupid shit you always do. Do something new and stupid. Really? That's all I can tell you. You know what I mean? Right now, you're trying to fix your problems by doing something you already did. That's not going to work. If you don't know what to do, then you sit there and you wait for guidance. You wait for God to show you, the universe to show you, for something to come out of nowhere. That aha, where you didn't think about this. It wasn't your idea. It's not something you've ever done before. It just came to you. Those are the guidance. That should be your new guidance. Really? You're going to try to fix it, but you're going to try to fix it using the same method that you used to build it, which is ultimately that method made it break. It's kind of basic science in that sense. Really? You're going to try to fix a relationship, right? That just blew up in your face. Using the same methods that you use to build this relationship. You built this bomb that blew up in your face, and now you're going to go rewire the bomb and think it's not going to blow up in your face again. Dude, can somebody write that one down? That was the best one. That wasn't me. That was good shit. I had to clap for that one. Realistically, pretty much, that's what you're doing. And that's it too. You're trying to fix things that constantly blow up in your face. You're like, no, I could put this back together again. All right, Humpty Dumpty. Realistically, go roll another one off the wall. I guess if you want to go, you know what I mean? You want to be an open wire and, try to connect the dots and shit, go positive to negative and think that this is going to work, go right ahead. But I'm telling you, the only advice I could give you, again, a tattoo, a t-shirt, write it on a stone when I'm. Don't do what you always do. Period. Really? If you you always do what you always did, then you're always going to get what you've always gotten. This is so simplistic. The definition of insanity. You're crazy if you keep doing this, thinking it's going to get better. It says it in the Webster's Dictionary. Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. I'm trying to save you from craziness, but you're crazy. Crazy. Aerosmith. Crazy. Really? Yeah. I don't know. One day you'll touch the. One day these wires will burn out, and you'll figure this out. I suppose. Or it's just gonna keep blowing up in your face like fucking big old acne. Could be acne. Big old acne fucking dynamite. All right, integration acceleration chamber. Maybe not. Maybe not right now. What should we do? We should teach him about the beginning. In the beginning. I see a lot of Christ here. The Pleiadians, Christ, connection, and purpose. Really? Yes. What does that mean? I don't have an alien card to represent the Pleiadians, but the Pleiadians is the Pleiades star system that we frequent, like, I feel like every fucking 2 weeks. Seriously? I mean, I haven't been paying attention, but it happens a lot around here, especially around full moons. Here we are around new moons. It's happening a lot. Really? Which is what? We just align with them. The world turns, and then there they are. And there they are. And there they are. Which is what? The seven sisters, which are the seven muses that give you the seven inspirations and blah, blah, blah. And she had upon her head. Realistically, yeah, that's where all that works. So they're a star system, and these are their beings. So we live on Earth, and we are human beings. These are Pleiadians that are connected with a human being who wrote this book. Really? Yes. And I get connected with them too. Really? What do they do? Just a bunch of healing bullshit, realistically. If I could get them to beam me up. Just kidding. All right, the Pleiadians, and that's why I was like, I don't have an alien card. I don't have a card to show you aliens because they're not really. They're just not of this world. Really? Yes. Moving on. The Pleiadians, which are the beings of the Pleiades, which is a star system that we're currently aligning with, like today or someday. Really? I'll share it when I find it again. And then the Christ connection and purpose. Okay, does that make sense to you? That there is a star system that we keep fucking circling around, or keep circling around us every fucking 2 weeks. Wonder where all these aliens are coming from. And they are trying to get you Christ connected. Could you possibly take that into consideration? That there are aliens outside of this atmosphere that are trying to get you to Christ. Is there anything that's not trying to get you to Christ? And I just shared this. It says some high school boy got 894 people to turn to Christ or the church or something last year in high school. Dude, what were you doing? You just told everybody about Christ? That's like that's like most of the school. He got the school on Christ, bro. He got them fired on Christ. Really? Dang. That's good shit. I'm not saying a church like, but just, you know what I mean? Understanding that Christ lives and he's here for you and he's your savior and he wants to help you and he loves you and he accepts you and he's here to guide you. Bro, that's some good shit right there. Really? How well am I doing? I don't know. How good am I doing in my recruitment? Moving on. While under hypnosis once, I recalled a Mayan past lifetime in 10 BC. Stop right there. This is a different lady. Who's this lady? Her name is Amora Kuan Yin. Who is she? I don't know. She was this crazy scientist that worked with marine biology, and she was studying the brain waves of dolphins when all of this connection happened to her. Are you serious? Yes. Why? Well, because dolphins are not really of this world. They're just a capsule of a soul. I tried to explain that. Really? Yes. Anyways, while under hypnosis, oh yeah, this is another person's past lives. I talked about Dan Chesborough Reverend Chesborough's past life, memories yesterday, along with my own. These are hers. These are the days of our lives. All right, Bone Thugs. I recall my Mayan past lifetime in 10 BC, where there was a large gathering of all the Mayan tribes to celebrate the completion of a large pyramid built over their culture at the time. It was an extremely tall structure that had an opening of the upper chamber as well as an entryway at the base. The striking thing about this pyramid is that it was structure of the white granite type of rock with large veins of gold. So much gold it looked marbleized with large glimmering streaks throughout it. As the Mayans were beginning their ceremony and celebration, a transparent gateway with clear crystalline steps opened up into the air just above the top of the pyramid. Just as the I'm seeing cards, but I don't know where to get those. I have no idea where I'm seeing that from. Just as a group of Pleiadian archangels filed out and began congratulating the people on their structural feat and shared with them some true purpose. The temple itself was a higher dimensional gateway and ascension chamber. We are all overjoyed to see our beloved Pleiadian friends who have long been spiritual teachers and guardians for our people. So when the Pleiadians instructed us to go into the pyramid, we did so without hesitation. After we were all inside, we saw a spiraling ramp that went all the way up to the window like opening near the top. Soon after, the sun began to shine through the opening until it lit the interior with the pyramid, which gleamed golden. As the sun entered, it exactly illuminated the ramp, which became overlighted with scarlet red, wreathing or etherical quas de cola, the feathered serpent deity. It was. Hold on. Really? Yeah. There's a card for that. For sure? Yeah. And they're in my new oracles. Are you sure? I'm pretty sure. This one is the goddess oracles. Yes. Give me a second. Really? I'm pretty sure. Have mostly all of the goddesses in one card or another. But I'm pretty sure it was in here. I thought it was. I can see it. Really? I can see her. I shall. Are you serious? She's not in here? I can see her, but I don't. That's weird. I don't have a card for her. Interesting. Really? Yeah, I can see her. Are you her? Oh. It's a serpent, though. It's a serpent goddess. Oh, I just remembered the fallen oracles. We have so much shit I pulled out and then put away because we just keep going through layers of shit. It'll come back up whenever we circle back to that bullshit. Really? Yeah, we just go through times and energies. Anyways, they said that they had it's Quetzalcoatl. I don't know how to pronounce it all. The feathered serpent deity. In its belly was the face of Christ, who said, "Now you will know me." The Pleiadian archangels explained to us that Christ would be born in only a few years, and that would know the timing of his birth by the appearance of the great new star in the sky. They further explained his role on Earth as a representative of the collective cosmic Christ and told about the 144,000 chosen ones. Why'd you stop there? Because I'm the leader of them, and because this was told to her, she remembers, in 10 BC. From that collective, who would be minimal numbers of the awakened during his lifetime through meeting him, to prepare Earth vibrationally for the Christ's birth. Many of the 144,000 who were on Earth at that time would rather die consciously or ascend. This was to take place beginning that day and continuing until his birth. At that point, many of us began to levitate. We became lighter and lighter until we literally vanished to the third dimensional eyes and ascended. As the Christ said, I go to prepare a place for you. He disappeared through the upper chamber opening, still in the belly of the sacred feathered serpent. Those of us who ascended at that time followed him through the opening, joining him inside the belly. The next scene took place in the halls of the fifth dimension city of lights, where the 144,000 plus Christ were gathered. Each appeared as they would in our next incarnation. We were reviewing our plans and events to come in preparation for them. I told you. I can remember us signing our contracts, and that's where they all are. It's very organized. Really? And it's kind of funny because people are like, you're from the fifth dimension. Can you even get to the fourth? Have you ever even seen a spirit? You talk about it, you talk a great talk. Have you ever seen a spirit? Then you haven't even got to the fourth dimension. Sit down and meditate harder. It's so annoying to me. Really? Anyways, they were reviewing their plans and events to come into preparation for them. We were told that a similar appearance by Palladian archangels and the Christ took place in the power spots all over the world. Machu Picchu, Glastonbury, excuse me, Hawaii, Greece, Egypt, Africa, and Tibet. The chosen ones, who had been gathered from all of these cultures and brought together prior to being born into our lives with Christ. The event and the timing has been pre planned long before. During a channeling once, the Christ that the term, said the term chosen ones is misinterpretation. It should be the ones who choose, because this group consists of beings who choose long ago to give their service to Earth and her people by incarnating, forgetting who they were until certain points in their evolution, and then becoming enlightened and Christed. This set the pattern of spiritual evolution for others to follow. I did that. Really? Yeah, I did that. I made that promise long ago. Really? But as we say this, I'm already planning my next life. We already sit together and we're planning the next incarnation on another planet. Really? I wonder what it's called. I guess we'll have to call it something, won't we? We'll give it a name. We shall call it something. All right. The next scene took place in the halls of the fifth dimension. We already read that. The day on Mount Shasta, approximately 1.5 years prior to hypnosis session, when I first was told about the Palladian Lightwork Intensive, I would be teaching. The Christ was so strongly present with the Palladians, and Ra specifically, that I realized there was a connection between them. Strangely enough, I had never made the association between them in my mind prior to that time. I had recently noticed that when the Palladians were present, so was the Christ, but I had not realized at this that this at any excuse me that this was anything more than a coincidence. I had been told previously at the dolphin brain repatterning and dolphin starlink work were vital to the healing and preparations for our nervous system for the ever increasing frequencies of Palladian light work. And okay, so I didn't do any of this. I did that. I worked on my own thoughts and I elevated my vibration all by myself. I retuned, which was reprogram. They did dolphin brain repatterning, and that's what I did. Because that's what it is. It's a pattern mind. You break your patterns. You can't really, you reprogram them. So when this happens, I do something else. And that's what I said. You just reprogram your pattern mind. Really? Um, let's see. The Dolphin Starlink work were vital to healing and preparation for the nervous system. Yeah. And I was aware that the Palladian light work, especially call channel aspects of work, was needed to help the divine alignment with the embodiment of the higher self. They called it, she learned it through science, and that's what they called it. I learned it through spirituality, and they called it the chakra system. To her, it's called the ka channels. neural pathways. She knows all this science. She uses these different terms realistically. And that's what's weird is science, medicine, and spirituality are all the same thing. Really? Say it again. I was aware that the Pleiadian light work, especially the Ka channels, so we'll say your chakras aspect work, was needed to help the divine alignment with the embodiment of the higher self. But now the link with the Christ was unmistakable as well. If we as human population are to make a quantum leap into Christ consciousness, many people will need very specific healing and opening to prepare for it. And that is the sole purpose of Pleiadian light work, to clear the way for the second coming of Christ in masses. Stop. This whole book is about her transmissions of an alien preparing you for the second coming of Christ. The Christ consciousness is a way of being, and I talked about that last night. It's almost impossible, but it can be done, where we can change ourselves to be Christ-like. There's so many of you on the other side. It's like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourself. Hey, I was so like you. I was the most hateful person. But I'm telling you, this is what comes of it. And only good can come from this. But it happens. You become a missionary in Christ. But you have to have that connection with him to begin with. I was a devout Christian my whole life, so I always had a connection with Christ. This wasn't about breaking my connection with Christ. It brought me closer. It brought me into doing works for him. And when I saw the revelation on the top of that mountain, my mind's knowing didn't understand how I could have a part to play, because my mind was limited to all I knew about the end of time was what I had read in that book, and there was no woman that I had identified with until it came to be. That was hidden from me, just like you. The whole stories of Lilith, the whole everything was hidden from me too. I grew up in Christianity. I didn't grow up in any kind of spirituality. Everybody else around me did. They knew shit like that, but I didn't. I went looking for answers in spirituality because there was no answers in my Bible to what I was experiencing. And as I started to learn this, it just brought me closer to Christ. And now I teach the Christ consciousness. And that's what's in this book, and that's what's in all of this. The other books is the Krishna consciousness. The one is the teachings of Buddha, how to be like Buddha. All of these teachings are how to be of a higher vibration, a higher state, a being of love, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, kindness, self-control, patience. Really? Yeah, the fruits of the Holy Spirit. But it starts with, changing yourself, one little fine-tuning after another. And that's what it's like, you do this so long, you've changed so much of yourself, but only for the better. You're not the same, and that's what I'm screaming at people. I'm not the same person. Don't push me into being that person. You're not going to like it. I don't like it. I've worked hard not to be that person anymore. Realistically, like, I'm a priestess, a pagan priestess who teaches the Christ consciousness. Get this through your head. It doesn't matter where I work. It doesn't matter where I dress. It doesn't matter where I live. This is what I am. I am a witch in the name of Christ, and I am trying to teach people how to get back to God through Christ. That's it. God bless. Amen. That's all I've been teaching since the beginning. But they're like, oh, she's teaching witchcraft. Yeah, I guess. And that's where I took it on. Fine, I'm a witch. I'm the witch. I'm the witch. Can we move on now? You say all of this is witch work. Fine. The last revelation, you're doing a satanic sex ceremony. Fine. Whatever. I'm over it. Realistically, I didn't know until I read it in the book. It's like, oh, this says, it doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop me. Your words, your stupid words of what you call me. Doesn't matter. I'm still here doing God's great works, trying to help, fucked up, sick, fucking mentally ill, fucking hurt people from hurting other people. What the fuck are you doing? Realistically, yeah. And so what? And that makes me crazy. Crazy. Can somebody just play the fucking Aerosmith song, please, so it can stop playing in my head? Moving on. Realistically, I'm just saying, seriously though. These fucking aliens are trying to teach you how to be Christ-like. Everything's trying to get you Christ-like. Really? And you're like, no. And no. And no. I don't want to be a good person. You know what, dude? Go be a bad person then. Seriously? Yes. Anyways, many people will need very an opening to prepare for that. And that is the sole purpose of Pleiadian lightwork, to clear the way for the second coming of Christ in masses. Mayan, Egyptian, and Hopi prophecies, and perhaps other spiritual of which I am unaware, have foretold of this time when we are being awakened to states of mastery, enlightenment, and the Christ consciousness while still on earth in human bodies. It goes back to our 10-day energy. It said you were going to have revelations and enlightenment. No, we pulled that yesterday in the Christ consciousness, which was enlightenment. I was like, hey, when this happens, it's dark and dangerous and dirty. And sure enough, the first cards were dark and dangerous and dirty. You have to go through the darkness. I told you this a million times. You have to go through the darkness to get back to the light. You have to die to yourself a lot of times. Parts of you have to let go of. And those parts that are connected to people, to places, and things too. It's going to feel like you're dying. Whatever just happened to you guys today, your relationship, your job, your house, your career, whatever just blew up in your fucking face, it's killing you. This is a death of you. Let it die. Let this part die. Don't try to go and relive a dead life. Go through the mourning process of it. Let it go down. Really? Yes. It kills you, but it will transform you. And you'll come back on the other side. The question is, are you going to come back stronger or weaker? Shut up, Kanye West. He says that if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger. But it will kill you. And that's what makes you stronger, is because you die. And then you're reborn in a brand new setting with a brand new mind and a brand new life, and you can live again. Because you don't have the burdens of that. You're not carrying old baggage. Really? No. You got new baggage to carry. You got a new job to get. You got a new girl to get. You got a new life to have. New jobs, new life, new house, new. With everything old, with every death is a new beginning. I told you that too. I was like, there's a lot of new that comes with this. Every time you let go of something, you grab onto something new. Unless you're grabbing onto the same old hoe. Wolfman is. I love watching people pattern. You're so Mercury retrograde. I love it. Realistically, yes, it's so good. Really? I feed off the bullshit. Moving on. The Christ murder was a result of his defiance. No, that's not where we were. The great and massive awakening is precisely what Jesus Christ came to prepare us for almost 2,000 years ago. Many avatars and enlightened masters throughout the ages and from many different cultures have attained the same level of consciousness as he did. I told you all about the ascending masters. Please don't make me do this again. They're going to make me do this again. This is what happened last time I fasted. In 3 days' time, I was sitting there with all the ascending masters telling you all their great stories and how they're here to save you. Then they got me this planetary leadership book, and they wanted me to save everyone. Dude, I'd rather eat a cheeseburger and just hate mankind. Are you serious right now? I'm just saying, this is what happened. Who are the ascending masters? Oh, Jesus. I'm one of them. Ascending Master Kuan Yin. I already ascended as the Isis. Really? Yes. And that's where you come back as an Aries and do it again. Oh, I'm going to do another lifetime. Oh, God. Realistically, well, some of us have gotten through the life process quite a few times, so it's like, well, whatever. It's like playing an old video game. You know how many times I've done this? How many times? So many fucking times. How many times? I don't know. According to your book, I was the first one. I'm here again. I've been doing it since the beginning of time, if there is such a thing, because it didn't start on this damn planet. Really? I've been over there in the planets too. Seriously, I'm just in a human form. Get excited. Or don't on my human form. Really? You're gonna be sad when I'm gone. It's a long time from now, but still, moving on. Avatars, enlightened masters. I'm part of the ascending masters. That's why I sit with them and all their bullshit, and they make all the decisions. And I just, out here cutting swords. Woo, 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 woo. It's a great life. Go through it. Really? Anyways, having fun. However, this book focuses on Christ consciousness and the Pleiadian lightwork connection because they are specifically relevant to our time, as previously mentioned. In order to understand the purpose of Christ, we must also realize the Orthodox religions and the the censoring, like what? Of the Bible, which occurred around 150 years after his death, all but destroyed his true message. Yet we can still find glimpses of it in the New King or in King James version of the Bible. Have this certified as a wedding gift. Ha ha! Where's your husband? He's divorced. He turned out to be a homosexual. Realistically, it's bisexual. I'm not really sure. It was all non-sexual, not good sexual shit. Came from his sexual trauma. Really? Shall I go on or can I move on? Jesus, help me, Lord. Be ye, and that's what I was like, I know him. That's what I said in my video. I was like, dude, I know them. Like, I know him. Like, we've had many lives. I know him, like, since, like, forever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. Really? Yes. They don't die. We just multiply. Be ye as perfect as I am, and you shall do even greater things than I have done. That's what it is. It's like, you're asking me to be Christ-like? I'm not fucking Christ. Really? But I can be Christ-like. What? No, I'm not almost done. Are you trying to get me to... I know what you're trying to get me to do. That's not cool. He said, do greater things than I have done. Are unmistakable invitations to choose spiritual evolution, enlightenment, and ascension, and to let go of limitations on all levels. These messages are invitations to let go of the idea of a chosen few and realize that we are all chosen. It's up to each of us to choose whether to answer, if our answer is yes or no. Oh God, you know who comes next, right? Gabriel. Jesus Christ. Hide under your bed. Oh, talk about the angel of death. There's only 2 angels that are really listed in the Bible. 1 being Gabriel, 2 being Michael. Do you have a problem with Michael? No, he's got me suited up, bro. He gave me all this armor. I'm like totally protected and full of fucking bullshit. Gabriel, on the other hand, I'm trying to cut him every time he flies by. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Really? As I called his name, he's supposed to be bringing me in a dude. Damn it, dude. Seriously? Yeah, I told him which dude. Which dude? A Joseph dude. Really? Does his name have to be Joseph? No? We could roleplay. Just kidding. Seriously, no, it's a type of person. It's an archetype of a person. I didn't ask for Christ. I'm not very Christ-like myself. I actually am. I'm the most Christ-like than most Christ-like people. Really? Nah, there's some good people. I feel like Ali is more Christ-like than I am. He just doesn't even know Christ. Have you met Christ? The blood that is flowing through your Israeli body? Have you met it? Because you are just radiant Christ light right now. Let me tell about your energy. Really? The energy that flows through you. Moving on. Christ consciousness and all that. Where was it? Your New King James. You shall do greater things. Yes or no? The Christ murder. Yeah, well, let's stop on the fact that you murdered him. Another innocent man, just like that. Liz, who was the first one? Lizzie wasn't innocent. She's forgiven and gone. Really? Maybe. God, do you forgive her? Jesus would. Jesus would forgive her for her wrongdoings. Really? They didn't. They accused her. They accused the fucking witch for doing something wrong. She didn't do nothing. You guys accuse me of some shit. I didn't do shit. Really, I could if they let me, but I don't even have it in me. I know better than to. I don't even have it in me to have shitty thoughts. Really, and if I do, it's like an instant. My reaction to shitty thoughts is to clear them immediately. Why? Because they will turn into more shitty thoughts, and then I'm just sitting there and life is shit. I don't like to have shitty thoughts about anybody. If I'm sitting there and I'm like, ugh, you motherfucker, then I gotta deal with that. Are we talking about Russ? Yeah, pretty much all the time. You know, I was thinking about you today, Russell Sprout, and that whole I can't stand you kind of energy. I thought maybe you went to Peru to go do a fucking ayahuasca trip because I'd been talking about it for a week and you do everything I say. Possibly. That could backfire, you know. Realistically, what if you wake up and find out you are the devil? What if you saw your life? You talk about a past life retrieval nobody ever wants. You're gonna see you wasted all of eternity doing nothing but this. But what I was really thinking about is your physical being. It's also temporary. No matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Really? So, I mean, it's not like, oh, I don't have to wish bad upon you. All the good you get is never good enough. So that gives me a bittersweet peace. I get to laugh at you. Even in your I laugh at you harder in your wins because I know you're not winning anything. No, because a true win brings happiness. His whole look at my movie. I just want to point out you're such a fucking cunt ass. And the whole scene starts with you singing my favorite song in the whole wide world. And you're like, it's my favorite song. I want to choke you all the time. And not in a sexy sexual way. Like I want to like watch the breath leave your eyes type shit. But anyways, he starts with this, and it's like he wants you to celebrate it, and it doesn't matter if they gave him a fucking award for this movie, and he's like the biggest celebrated actor for this goofy ass movie. It still wouldn't make him happy. He doesn't have it. He is seeking it, and it would be so instant. He'd be so proud of it, but then turn around and still have to go search for it somewhere else. He still needs to put out a song and a t-shirt, and he needs to put out popcorn, and he needs to keep the fucking fire burning, which is his belly, which is his pride, which is his vanity. He's never the belly of that beast. Come here. Don't take your shirt off. Oh no. Don't want to milk the fucking cow. Realistically, yeah, it gives me I'm kind of spiteful and just call me an evil fucking wicked witch. But I know that makes me feel good. Russ, you'll never be happy. I know you're not happy, and that gives me peace. The same peace I get when I think when Bobby's trying to contact me. I wish you call me. You're not happy, are you? You stay in your unhappy unhappiness forever, forever, forever. I don't really cast you in it. I did everything to get you out of it. So when I can hear you crying from inside of there, I laugh. I laugh. Really? Yes. Because I worked my ass off to get you out of there. Nobody will get you out of your unhappiness. Really? Yeah. And that's him. He's never going to be satisfied. Nothing. He longs for God and only God. And until he has God, he'll always try to play God. And that's Lucifer. He wants to be God. Really? And that's so many of you with that God complex. Where are you at? Rap God? You out there trying to be God again? Why don't you try to be a savior? Why don't you be Christ-like? That was the best God. Why don't you be Buddhist-like? What kind of God are you guys pretending to be? That was never our God. Really? I'm seeing that fucking scene from I don't know what it was. The Avengers? He's like, bow because it's in your nature. It's like, you will always bow to people like us. He's like, there's always been men like you. Realistically, I mean, seriously, if I'm going to bow, if I'm going to curtsy to you, princess, what am I curtsying to? Because I'll sure drop my face to the ground when the Spirit of Christ walks through. I will sure fucking give flowers to anybody that walks in the Christ consciousness. But you, off with your head. Realistically, and that's the Callian side of me. It's like, off with your ego, dude. Get out of here. You think you're so fucking, you think you're so much better than people? Then help people. A good person is someone that can help other people be better. And that's all Kobe Bryant was about. And as I see that, I see Lewis. All Lewis is about is trying to make himself look big and bold and bad and beautiful. You're such a... I was really about to scream that at you. You, Queen of England, are a princess. Ooh, I was about to scream it at you. You see how that happened? I changed my word a week ago, and I'm doing quite well. And I'll keep doing this. I took a pattern of calling men bitches, and I said, all right, I'm going to change this pattern. I can't stop it. Why you call them bitch? Wonder why I call you bitch. Stop calling men bitches. All right. After how long? 43 years, I've decided. Of my own accord, I will stop calling them bitches. I will replace the word I use with a better word that's not so offensive. That's what reprogramming looks like. So at that moment where I was about to do what I always do, I did what I've trained myself to do and called him a princess instead. It sounds much lovelier, don't you think? Yes, indeed, princess. Moving back to it. No, and no, and no. A good person is worth more than all your fucking weight in gold. It's worth more than your six-pack. It's worth more than all your villas and your fucking properties on monopolies. I don't give a fuck. A good person outweighs everything that you have to offer. Because what you aren't is a good person. You might be rich, princess, but you're not a good person. You might be beautiful, but you are a beautiful princess, but you are not a good person. You are not humble. You are not kind. You are not compassionate. You're not encouraging. You're not loving. You're not dependable. You're not helpful. You're not useful. You're not reliable. And if you are, it's only to who you choose to give that energy to. Again, you're only good to those that are good to you. You're just not good unless it's beneficial to you. You can't fake being a good person. It's not done by good works. Oh, I volunteer 3 times a week at the soup house, and I do this and I do that. Yeah, but how do you treat everyone else? You're trying to make up for what you aren't, which is a good person. You're trying to win brownie points as being a good person. And you want everyone to know that you're a good person by advertising that you're doing good works. A good person doesn't wear a visible crown. They wear a halo. Really? That's what it is. It's like we're becoming Christ-like. And I'm trying to teach people how to work through all your levels of shit and darkness, what makes you un-Christ-like, to become that. It's a choice, though. No, I'm not going to be a better person. I'm not going to stop cussing. I'm not going to stop talking shit. I'm not going to stop sucking dick. I'm not going to stop, doing drugs. I'm not going to stop drinking. I'm not going to stop doing this. I'm not going to stop. Those are your choices. Everyone has choices. But you shall reap what you sow, bro. Choosing to be an asshole is going to get you an asshole life. Things are always going to be shitty for a shitty person because you attract what you put out. When you're putting out a better intention and a better vibration, you're getting that. Do you know what I mean? So me not calling dudes bitches means I'm going to attract a dude that doesn't call women bitches. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Really, I mean, Considering it doesn't hurt me, you could call me a bitch, but I guess I probably shouldn't be with a man that calls women bitches. And he probably shouldn't be with a woman that calls men bitches. And that's just some higher vibrational type shit. Realistically, I guess. Marshall, are you that dude? Can you stop calling dudes bitches? I showed you how. I picked a good word. Do you got a better one? Do you want to play with this? You want to play house? That's where it is. No, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to be an asshole. All right, asshole. I'm going the other way, asshole. I don't want to hang out with assholes. Really? They make me be an asshole, and I'm trying not to be an asshole. Asshole. Really? Pretty much. That's where you have to walk away. I mean, yeah, it used to be fun to be an asshole with you, but now I don't want to be an asshole. Really? Maybe not. It's a choice. And going back to it, everything I have here, I may be the wickedest witch, but really, I'm not very wicked. I'm just all Christ like and shit. Seriously, yeah, I talk a lot of shit, a whole lot of shit, and it's really entertaining. But as far as, dark practices and shit, nah. I could do an exorcism and some shit, but I don't like, no. God unleashes it. I'm just sitting there watching it. He's like, go open that door. What's behind the door? Just open it. Oh shit. What just came out that door? It was God. He told me to do it. I wasn't going to. Really? If I knew, just kidding. Would I protect you from what? God? Shut up. Do you know how stupid that sounds? It's not like I work for the devil. I tried to say that. That's what's really funny too. The dude, I don't know what he was doing. He did something and it was something funny at work and he was like, the devil is a lie. And I just started laughing. He's like, the devil isn't even real, but whatever. It's so funny to me. Seriously, yeah, fucking liar. And if you think about it, it's like, who's the devil in your life? Fucking Russ is that what I know is what you guys call the devil. You mean Lucifer? He's a full ass liar. He is so full of shit. And then you go back to it. It's like, well, I mean, Bobby is a whole ass liar. He lies all the time. He must be a devil. Wolfman is a super liar. He's full of shit. Total faker. He's a liar. Marshall says he's hard and he'll put some hands on somebody. He's a fucking liar, bro. You're a devil. You want to keep going on with this? They call me the devil too. But I ain't no liar. Really, I'm a lot of things, but I ain't that shit. Realistically, wonder why I call you princess. Marshall, can you? I'd be trying to get Marshall to freaking get on my level and get healed. Really, he wants to be unhealed about some shit and run around calling people bitches. I'm done projecting now. Realistically, yeah, you're a bad person. You shouldn't do that. Only I did it my whole life. I stopped. That was Wolfman. He's like he started working out and he was like, I can't imagine being low vibrational like smoking cigarettes and eating fast food. Really? And yeah, it's such a great vibration that I keep going around here. If there's anything low vibration, just kidding. I'm not gonna say mean things to make myself feel better. But anyways, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Really be Christ-like about it. And the shit that's being ripped away from you it's called detachment. It's like Velcro. It's like you don't need this. Really? Yeah, you don't need to be attached to this type of shit. Really? If it was meant to work, it would have worked. If you go back to it and try to, it's gonna blow up in your face again. Seriously? Most likely. Most likely. I'll try harder next time. No, you won't. Maybe you will. I'm looking at Royce with his cheating. You're forgiven by your wife and Christ. For sure. For sure. For sure. But on a psychological level, I can see more to this. Really? Don't ask me what I see. I thought that was you in that card. You had the ability to shapeshift just as me. We were deadly in the woods. We were totally freaking taking out fucking armies. I don't know who we were then. I haven't figured that out yet, guys. It was myself and Royce and Logic. It's a past life. I can only see how it ended. I can only see and then glimpses of other triumphs of battle. I don't know who we were, but we were three peas in a pod and we were working for God. We were overlooking mankind. We weren't men. We were deities in form, shapeshifters. Really? Yeah. And it was logic that went against orders. And we were okay with it, but I think what happens next is we died. So all I know that we're supposed to do, us three, in that sense, is we're not supposed to choose sides in the wars, because that's what would happen that night. I can remember it. It was a night, and we're sitting in front of a fire. I've told this story a million times to them. I do believe that they have more memories. They have other pieces of this story, and I think logic, especially, he knows what he did. Really? I don't know. Let me activate your chakras. It'll open up. You know that pineal gland in your neck? Let me come touch your neck. Anyways, really? It's kind of like R2D2. Let me touch a button and I can see the projection so I can see our memories, see what we're supposed to do here. We're sitting we're around a bonfire. And the orders are to stand down. But if we stand down, the people that we love are going to be destroyed by the other people. And we've protected them from these people for so long. We've been protecting them for so long. But now we're ordered to stand down. And we're sitting in there and it's like it's a heavy order. Like we don't want this. We feel terrible that we're not going to rise and do something to protect these people. And we have this like awful, you know, like sit around the fire. And then the next memory is logic, and I just say logic because you know him as that's the spirit comes running out of the woods, and he's yelling at us to run, and we grab our stuff, we grab our weapons, and we just start running. And we look back. I remember looking back, and everything is on fire. Like he burnt down everything, like the whole country. It's not like a woods. It's not like an isolated fire. I look back and it's like, and that's what I was like, are you guys afraid of freaking fireworks? Are you guys afraid of fire? Because that's what I saw. It's behind us. I see it behind us. And we look at him like we're pleased that he did something, but then it ends right there. It's like we lost our lives right there, or God pulled us out. Something happened as we were leaving the scene. It's over. And all I know is that this life, we're not supposed to pick a side. Whatever happens, we're not supposed to be on either side because we didn't listen last time. Last time we were supposed to stand down, and we didn't. And that's all I know is we're not supposed to rise in the battles. Not this life. Mm-mm. Really? Mm-mm. And it makes sense too, as the Christ consciousness, we bear no arms. Really? I don't think they're made to avenge in this life. I don't think they're supposed to swing any weapons. I don't think any of us are supposed to. I still have memories. I have that memory. I told this memory or this vision. Really? There's some hand-to-hand combat that ends up in lives lost, but not carrying, and that's just in some kind of weird woods and shit. We have to. They're going to kill us. Really? Yeah, we have no choice. They're about to kill us. It's some like aboriginals that come up on us. Really? Yeah, I told that story too. I saw the vision of it. That I tell them. I was like, if you don't kill them, they're going to kill us. We have no choice. They're coming in right now. They're about to attack us. Close your eyes and get ready. And when we have to attack them, well, they attack us. We don't have a choice. Really? No, we're surrounded. We have to freaking snap their necks. We have to kill them, or they're going to kill us. Your animal instinct is something you don't want to even really know what is available, but you need that if you're standing there. But it doesn't come down to that. It shouldn't be against your fellow man and your neighbors and all of that, running around with guns and trying to take people's lives and shit like that. We're talking about an animal instinct. That's something completely different. You guys are all your intentions and your murderous ideas and your, great schemes and revenges and shit like that. That's something totally different. Really? Yeah. Past lives. I can remember a bunch of them. I specialize in past life integration and retrieval, but all of that comes later. All of this is saying that this is happening for you guys this week. Really? The awakening. It comes in layers, but definitely comes with destruction. That's how it happens. It's in the midst of destruction that you awaken to the truth. When things blow up, I suppose. When things are on fire, you start to look around a little bit harder. Really? Yeah. I'm going to just kind of quietly sneak out of this conversation, which is what? Turn to Christ? Who else are you going to turn to when everything blows up? Really? There's a reason he was deemed the savior. I see Wolfman in his pride. If you need a savior. Hey, bro, what's the point of dealing with the angels if you're not going to go to heaven? What's the point of invocating angels if you're not trying to get to heaven? What's the point of invocating hell? Are you trying to get to hell? Why aren't you trying to go to heaven? Which is a conscious way of being here on earth. Why do you want to suffer more? Why do you want to be in suffering? For how long? And that's seriously the last question I asked that douchebag. That was his answer. It's like, you're just gonna keep doing this? He's like, at least for the next year. I was like, why? He said, I guess I like the suffering. End of conversation. And that goes back to those cards, the Three of Swords to the Devil to the Seven of Swords. You like this shit, bro. You're addicted to your own pain. You're addicted to your own disappointment. You're addicted to this pattern, this way of life that is actually very unhealthy, and it brings you sadness. You know what I mean? And I said that too. I said that to Marshall. I had to play that pattern out with him. I had to play that pattern out with Bobby. It was just a pattern. But I had to, because I didn't even understand it. First off, I had to see what it was that was drawing me. I had to see how I acted with him. Enough times I had to let myself go to see what the pattern was, what I was doing, before I could ever stop it. I had to understand what was driving me. What am I doing? Why do I? Okay, the first question is, I couldn't figure out why I want to be around him. But what happens when I am around him? All right, so let's figure this out. And I had to keep playing this out. And it sucks. I kept getting drawn back to it, but I had to until I learned my lesson. Luckily, I mean, I only had so many interactions with him, but it took me that long. And it's like, I was going to learn that. I had to learn that. Otherwise, I was going to keep being drawn to him to learn it. And that's it. You're drawn to your lessons. Once you learn them, you're set free from it. You know what's pulling you. So from going forward now, I know this. So if I'm drawn to it and there's a part of me that wants to reach out to Bobby and I want to see Bobby, what does that mean? It means I want sex and I want closeness. It took me a long time to figure that out. What you would think it was obvious, but I didn't understand it the first time it happened. He came to my house and I went all sexual with him, and I didn't understand what happened to me. I'm not sexual. I'm absolutely not this person, and it just happened. I didn't understand that. Then I saw him again. It happened again. And it kept happening. And I realized this is what I wanted from him. And it's weird, but now I know what is calling me to you. I want sex and closeness. And I keep going to you for it. So when I know that when I'm being drawn to him, I know what my desire is. It doesn't have to be satisfied through him, but it does until I figure out what it is. And I hope that it's true, that it doesn't have to be satisfied through him, because there's comes the real sad, scary truth. I never felt this way for anyone else. I never acted like this with anyone else. So is it true that the beast is only satisfied? And that's why I was eager to try to go have sex with someone else. I found someone else. I felt comfortable. I thought about it and I wasn't scared. I was totally open to this idea. I was like, okay, I could possibly have sex with someone else. which was all new because, again, I had no sex drive whatsoever. Right? So I was trying to figure all of that out. Realistically, yeah. And that's what happened. I had sex with him and it wasn't enough. And I was like, this sucks. I wanted more. And he was unavailable. So I got really hateful of the fact. It's like, if you were going to be just a booty call, which obviously that's all I ever wanted from you back then and still want now. This is what's projecting. I can see it now. And it's like, you don't even pick up the fucking phone. Realistically. So that's where I learned that lesson. So when you start to realize what it is that's bringing you to this person, and it is something raw and real. Now, the truth is, through that, I'm able to release my love. That was the only way I could show love. And that's what happened. He showed up at my house, and I'm filled with all of these feelings. And that's what I did to him. And I was like, I was so ashamed. And I'm like, that's how I show love. I'm so sorry. I don't even know. I couldn't even really explain myself because I'd never actually acted like that with anyone else. Really? But then I started to realize what these actions were. It was a release, and it wasn't about sex, it was about closeness, and it was about love through sex. And that's what I learned. So I don't have to go where I'm not, you know what I mean? That's the truth. I know what I want, but I can't get it from that person. Or it's extremely temporary. It's not long term. So why keep going back and blowing myself up on this situation? But again, I had to learn it. I didn't know what was making me want him, why I was acting like that with him, and why I kept, going back to it. What was it? It was a reclaiming through the Scorpio, of course, of my sexuality. And I did. You know what I mean? I reclaimed it through this situation. I had to. But that's what you got to look at. Why are you being driven to your toxic traits? Doing cocaine. I had an answer to that. My simple answer was I just couldn't say no. I was just around people that did it and couldn't say no. I had an inability to say no. That's pathetic. Really super pathetic. I didn't want to. I genuinely didn't want to say no for a long period of time. Everybody I hung out with was everybody, it was like, it wasn't peer pressure. It wasn't like anybody was pressuring. I just did it because that's what everyone else was doing. It wasn't like I didn't want to be left out, be the only one sober at the group. I just didn't know how to say no. And you think about it, my mom did me to drugs at 13 years old. Hardcore street drugs, and the rest of it, it's like I didn't ever learn to say no. It was normalized. Drugs were normal. It was no reason to say no. Nobody ever said no. No, no, no. You want to smoke a joint? Yeah. You want to do a bump? Yeah. Let's go get drunk. Yeah. I've never seen anyone say no. You ever seen anyone say no? Just say no. I've never seen that. I was never taught that. So go figure. Really? It was something difficult to do. Just say no. Something stupid like that. You start to realize, you know what I mean? And that's it too. Why do you hang around these people? Because they're the only people I have, dude. And then you start realizing, well, what are you getting from these people? And can you get it from someone else? And you start really working through these things. So your job, you're all ruined over your job. Why does it hurt? Why are you hurt about this? And listen to yourself, pour yourself out about it. And it's really going to tell you what you really got out of that job. And you're going to be able to realize that what you really needed and how you can fulfill that need somewhere else. It's a weird thing to say, but it's like, you know what I mean? This job gave me a sense of self, and it gave me a sense of, power. And I got to wear a cool wardrobe, and I got with cool guys, and you get to hear what you were really what you were really losing. And it wasn't a job. You start to realize the things, and you realize I can replace that. And it's not, it's not so much about income. It was that I was You know, when I lost my job with the hotel that we worked at, that broke me really bad. I laid on my bed, or I laid on the floor, and I cried when I had to make that decision. I just cried. But the truth was is I could not work the night shift anymore. And they didn't have a daytime position. I had to quit. There was no choice. I had to quit. I was getting too tired. I had small children and I wasn't working. And I just cried because I had spent, you know what I mean, I don't know, a year or however long I was there with these people, and I spent everything trying to build a career and work with all these people that now I'm going to leave. They're the only people I knew, was the people that at the hotel. And little by little, I stopped seeing them anyways, working the night shift. I'd only see them in the mornings when I was leaving. And then I was all demented and tired and sick to my stomach, and the sun's coming up, and I hate this feeling. Reminds me of drugs, and I don't like this. Shit like that. Yeah. I cried about it because it was more than a job for me, it was a connection. I don't love this job because of the money. I got my paycheck. I haven't spent shit. I don't give a shit. I just looked to see what my hours were because I need to. I'm not making 40 hours. Dude, I'm so not doing that. Really, I take a 40-minute lunch every lunch, and she's fine with it, and they don't care. Nobody said shit. She told me to do this shit. Really, she don't give a shit. And then I leave whenever I can, whenever. I don't never ever, unless there's a lot going on, do I stay. The latest I've stayed, I think, was like 4:45. So I'm not making 40 hours. So, anyways, I don't love this job because of the money. I love it because of the people. I love it because of the purpose. I love it because of the vibe. It makes me feel important. It makes me feel vibrant. It allows me to shine. And those people, like I'm addicted to the people, certain people. I have favorites. I know their names, and I really, it's, oh God, what did I tell you when I first started? Said, I love Bonnie and I'm going to fight for Bonnie, right? Bonnie is a pain in everybody's fucking ass in that building. The new guy starts, and this morning they're asking him if he'll do my workout class and he'll do her, and I'll do his, or I'll do hers. And he's like, I don't know. Bonnie was giving me the evil eye. And I just started laughing. And then Lisa turns her chair. She's like, let me tell you about Bonnie. I was like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I was like, I got her sweet spot. It's like, dude, she was giving me the eye. She's like, dude, she can't see, dude. That's what we're trying to tell him. She can't see, dude. She's not staring at you, I swear. Seriously, but Bonnie, I love Bonnie. And Bonnie she doesn't like anyone, but she likes me. She'll show up every morning to say hi to me, and she likes to be part of it, and we talk and stuff, and that's it. And there's a couple of them. What's she cooking?
Are we in retrograde?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's
Everyone's saying no, don't crash out. I already crashed out. I saw 2 videos back to back. One's like, don't crash out. The other one's tell your feelings crash out. Crash out is like.
Oh yeah, there's a mad crash out, and I just pulled all kinds of shitty cards, all kinds of them. Did you have a shitty day? All in your thoughts?
I keep getting jumped in this game because I'm a woman, and I hate people in fighting games for girls.
Really? Well, we just read a card about the first woman that got hung for witchcraft, and she wasn't even a witch. She was the beginning of
None
it.
of them are. They were just playing a whole game of telephone.
I really am. Moving on to it. Yeah, well, I'm going to go with the kids and stuff. My son wants me. I got to do some stuff.
I'm out of french fries.
Okay, I'll get you some french fries. I have to get french fries, too. I think it's really funny that she loves baked french fries, because when I was pregnant with my son, my first son, when I was 16 years old, all I craved was baked crinkle cut fries.
Gross.
Really, that's all I wanted, and I wanted the certain ketchups on it. That's all I wanted. Really, it's super funny. And we're out of hot sauce. She needs hot sauce and french fries. I sound like a great mother, huh? Really? What are your kids eating? Anyways, they're eating boogers is what I heard. That's gross. And throw up. Christ consciousness. Find out what is driving you towards the ship and try to steer your boat in a different direction. The devil card is about your impulses and the things you think, the shadow parts of you that you've casted out or other people would cast out, which is like, why are you doing drugs? It's not like, Marshall comes out all the time and he says he used to love doing drugs. Can you elaborate on that? Because I didn't. Like, what kind of drugs and what part of the drug doing process did you love? Is it the part where you like sit there all fucked off? Because I wasn't one of those type of druggies. I didn't sit there all fucked off on a chair. You know what I mean? What part of doing drugs did you love? Realistically? And that's it. It's like, how did you replace that love for drugs? Where'd you put that love for drugs? Realistically? Yeah, and that's just kind of it. It's like, I don't want to give up drinking. Why not? It's because that's what I do. Okay, but you could do something else. And you start to ask yourself why? Really? The questions of why, and you redirect your energy. But you can't, and this is what the whole thing is this isn't about controlling your mind. It's having self-control, but not over the mind. You understand the mind and you can redirect it like a child. Really? Yes, because you are a child of God and you just need to talk some sense into yourself. Nobody really can because you're rebellious. That's that Lilith. Nobody's going to tell you shit. You're not really listening to other people and what they're telling you how to live your life. It's only that conversation inside. Nobody was ever going to tell me to stop calling dudes bitches. Never. What's your problem, bitch? You don't like it, bitch? Really? I mean, I was never going to. Nobody was ever going to tell me to stop doing this. Maybe Christ, if he came in real life, or somebody in real life was like, maybe you should stop. Maybe you should get out of my face. Is it what you would have got out of me? I didn't give a shit. Either way, I wasn't going to stop for you or for anyone. But when I came to my own revelation about, I should probably stop this. That's when the true magic happens. When your self aligns with a higher sense of self. It's like you know better, but it'll take a while before you do better. And that's when you are better. When you start doing better. We know that we need to stop doing shit. We know we need to, we know. I know. I'll get to it one day. Nobody's going to force you to get up and clean your fucking garage. But one day, like you'll say, all right, bitch, I need to get up and clean my fucking garage. Nobody else is going to clean my garage. I've been telling everyone. All right, I'm going to do it. And that's it. Nobody told you. You did it for yourself. You didn't do it to please someone else. You did it for yourself. And that's self-control. Really? Yeah. And most of us, everybody on my page, you're fucking grown. You make your own decisions. You make your own money. You make your own dinner. You do whatever the fuck you want. And you can do whatever you want because you're fucking grown. And you've been that way since you was teenage grown. You just been grown since you was a baby grown. Really? Fucking boss baby type shit. So you can do that and nobody can tell you shit. It's you that tells yourself to be better. Really? There's people outside of you like myself that can inspire you, but only you can change you. Nobody else can change you and make you a better person. And that's it too. Nobody was going to come along and teach me my lessons. Nobody was going to bail me out of this. I had to learn. And it was really embarrassing going back to Marshall, watching me keep going back to Bobby. Everybody knew that Bobby was just fucking me and I was never going to be happy with this guy. And that I was just going to get a one-night stand out of this guy and I was going to end up crying about it later. They saw it from the first time to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth time. How many times is she going to keep doing this? Until I learn. And it was terrible because I know you're watching me and I know that this is embarrassing, but I'm trying to learn. This isn't something, you know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I am fully aware that this is really bad, but I'm trying to learn. And nobody really understood that. But you didn't have to. And it sucks because you'll watch other people keep going back to bad relationships, bad jobs, their shitty family, their shitty lifestyles. They keep going back to drugs. They keep getting they keep getting drunk. They keep losing jobs. They keep going back to the same old friends. And you're like, fuck, when are they going to stop? They just believe they will one day. You can't teach them. You can't drag them out. You can't anything. And as much as I say that, it's like, even though I was trying, In the midst of trying to learn my lessons, I'm still trying to teach Russ his. I'm trying to get Russ out of his lessons. I'm trying to save fucking Lewis from his lessons. I'm trying to save Bobby. I'm trying to save fuck all of them. Allie. I can't. I can't get Allie out of his lesson. He hasn't learned it yet. I can't make Marshall or Allie ready to date. No faster than myself. All I want them to do is be happy with a partner because they deserve it. They're great men and they deserve a great woman, and they could and have great families, because that's what God says is good, and it'll make you happy. And maybe that's just my life that I'm trying to project on you, but I've seen that this is what God said is happiness. He said it's a happy family. And I want this for you guys because I love you, and I can't figure out a way to help you be happy. No more than fucking Russ. I can't. I can't scream at him. I can't yell at him. I can't drag him. I can't nothing, dude. There was nothing I could do to get Lewis not to sign that Ferrari contract. He's just, you look at it and he's like, well, he's all right. He's winning. Do you know what I see? I see him going back to his pattern. He's right back to himself. Everything that he went through, and it's like Kanye. It's like most people don't come through the other side. They stop and they run back and they go back to their old ways. The ego takes over. He's not. He's just the same old Lewis Hamilton if he wins. You don't understand. He never won the battle. He lost it completely. The battle wasn't winning a championship. It was understanding why he was so driven to get it to begin with. He still isn't giving up on that. And again, he already signed another contract. Even if he won it this year, he'd still be working. For what? Because he can't give it up. It has nothing to do with an actual trophy. Marshall's quiet, but he's not giving up. Not till the day he dies, is what he said. I don't know. Which is what? Holding up the image, the reputation, the expectation, the mask. Yes, I'm almost done. Are you rushing me to go put money on the card? Say yes or no. Yup. He's rushing me. I'm not Russian. I'm a fucking American. Damn it. And typically I'm a native, which means I'm flat foot and slow. Moving slow and not using the automobile. Really? Yeah, I promised him after work. Really? I gotta do what I said I was going to do. And apparently I gotta go get her some fucking shit. So I'm going further than 7-Eleven. All right. Well, that's what it is. Really, I gave you all I could. And that's another thing too, is at the end of a day, I come back to bring you back what I have to give. And if I don't have anything to give from my experience today, I still come to bring you God's message, because that's what I'm here to do. Really? Unless I'm too busy learning and it's not time to teach you what I've learned. But otherwise, no. That's what it's all about. Really? Yeah. I'll find that post that says that the Pleiadians are aligning. All I was teaching you is that the aliens are on Christ's side too. Maybe you should try. Really? Yeah. Hey, I'll catch you guys later. There's a an illumination, enlightenment, and revelation was in the 10-day forecast. And if you're going through it, that's what is supposed to be happening. Really? Yeah. Questions? Comments? Let's see. Pretty sure my ex put a foot fungus curse on my shoes. Why would they do that? Maybe I don't know. When I think about the use of magical properties to do something so fucking pathetic, in my sense, when I read something like that, I think you just have poor hygiene. But there could be some petty ass witch that this is all they know how to do. It's like that, you know what I mean? Like all she knows how to do is fix Harry Potter's glasses. I don't know how to do that. I can't turn water into wine, but I can give people smelling feet. I guess if that's what you're good at, feet smelling bad. I guess if that's what your magic ability is. Really, I think you should buy a new pair of shoes. That's my answer to that. Realistically, yeah. Frank Sinatra sang about witchcraft. Did he? Hey, that was useful. I'll go look that up. That's about the only useful thing I got. To the rest of you, the awakening, wake up, wake up. Really, it's a lot of just self discovery. Just work through yourself. Jesus in there. You'll find everything, the whole universe, and apparently the ascending masters. Really? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Love yous. Later. Bye bye now.